Okay, good morning. This is Gwen Harrison at the Illinois State Library. I'm here with Director Craig and Debbie Aggert, and Debbie is moving me around like this is a professional production. She's got me. But anyway, we are so glad to be doing this. I woke up this morning very excited about finally exploring the National Day of Application. I need to explain to you that not only are we going to be conducting this through this webinar, but we're also going to be conducting the meeting by conference phone too. So it's going to be interesting to see how that we can get this all synced, but we're going to try to get through. I'm going to leave the chair, and Director Craig will be joining us, okay?
Hello, everybody.
Can you hear us?
Good morning. And as Gwen said, we do have the conference phone going as well as the webinar. So we hope that you can all see and hear us, and that there will be lots of opportunity for questions and answers. I welcome you all this morning on behalf of my boss, the Secretary of State and State Librarian Jessie White. We are just delighted to be starting this, what we feel is just a wonderful, wonderful program. We have with us this year some partner states, and we'll be introducing them in just a moment. But I did want to welcome everybody on the webinar and everybody on the conference call, and we have some more folks joining us right now. And I know that Debbie and Gwen want to do a little bit of just finding out who's joined us today. So do you want to do that now, or do you want to do that in a minute?
Go to the next slide.
Okay.
So you've already said welcome to everybody.
Right. Okay. So Debbie, do we want to take roll on the conference call first, or do you want to do roll on the webinar first? Okay. Well, why don't we go to the conference phone first? And I'm looking down at this chair because that's where the conference phone is. So can those of you who are on the conference call tell us where you are and who you are, and importantly, which state you're in?
Hi, this is John Kelly. I'm calling from the Chicago Public Library in Chicago, Illinois.
Say your name again, please.
John Kelly, and Joe Levy is here as well.
Thank you.
Okay. And maybe when you're not speaking on the conference phone, if you can just mute, that might help. So who else do we have on the conference call?
Yes. I'm Claire Crawford from the Geneseo Public Library District.
And Geneseo is in Illinois. Welcome, Claire.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
And is that everybody on the conference call? The Chicago Public Library and Claire from Geneseo?
Correct. Uh-huh.
All right. Well, welcome. And then,
Thank you.
This is Debbie. We're going to keep the camera on Ann, but if you would please, I know we've already done some sound checks and everything, but this webinar is being recorded and the chat history will be archived. So please type in your name, the library you are from, how many are with you if more than one, and the state you are in, please.
and we have a message from, let's see, from Kristen Edson. She might be part of the Chicago Public Library staff, Joan. That she is right. She's listening in on the webinar, so she's texted us that she's there. So welcome to our friends in Colorado, in Iowa, in Ohio, and Utah. We are so thrilled to have you with us here today. I wanted to do a very quick program overview about ILEAD USA. ILEAD USA grew out of a program that we had in 2009 2010 called ILEAD-U. And ILEAD-U is a program that provides not only a leadership opportunity, training opportunity, but also learning about technology tools, specifically Web 2.0 technology tools. And the initiative is designed to marry the two, leadership and learning about technology tools, so that people who are involved in this initiative learn how to use technology tools to reach out to their communities, to connect with some kind of need that they know exists in their communities, and to serve that need by using new skills or improved skills in technology Web 2.0. It is an immersion program, which means that you come to the program and you stay with the program in Illinois. That would be in Springfield. You stay with the program for three-day sessions. So all in all, it's 9 days together. You come with a team of 4 other people, 5 people total are on your team, and you work on a team project. At the end of the session, you will have a product, a tool, a service that you have crafted as a team that will help meet this need that you've identified among your users. Every team's project is different. Every team's collaboration is different. But the important thing is you've come together with other people from your community or from your state, from your particular user, your kind of library, to form partnerships and to take the lead to learn how to make something that didn't exist before. And what we found is that the people who participate in this program come out the other end with very solid partnerships with their other team members, with solid partnerships with other people participating in the program. And it's not all, in fact, the product, what it is that you've come together to make, so to speak, it is almost the least of it. It's the leadership skills you've learned, the tools that you've learned to use, and the partnerships that you've formed. Those are the things that are important. And learning the critical nature of connecting to your community about serving some kind of need with these skills, that's what we want you to walk out the door with. We've had 2 sessions here in Illinois, the cohorts, we call them, last 9 months. We're just going to clear some messages from our server here, sorry. We've had 2 9-month cohorts, so this will be our third go-round with ILEAD-U. So I am going to pause right there and ask Debbie and Gwen if we want to take questions now, or how we'd like to take questions.
We'd like to encourage people to, as they're going along, if they have questions, to just go ahead and to type them in.
Type them right in.
Or ask them on the phone by conference call, and we
Okay.
will address them then. We're
All
going to be
right.
very free-flowing here.
All right.
Okay?
Okay. Did someone join us on the conference call?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, hi, this is Bill Urbis.
Hi, Bill Urbis. You're at Bensonville, Illinois.
Yes,
Great that you could join us. Thank you so much, and it's great to hear your voice.
there are some other people. We tried to join online and they can't.
Uh-oh.
There are other people online asking what's going on. They can't join either.
Gwen, Debbie?
This will be archived, Bill. The link will come out on Web Junction. This is Debbie Aggert. I'm sorry they've not been able to log in. We do have the ability to get 100 people with separate logins.
Okay, well, I'm going to post the phone number so that they can join by phone perhaps.
Please, that would be great.
Okay,
Thank you.
sure.
And I do see we have a question about examples of projects that have previously been completed under this program. Well, we have had, for example, law librarians in Chicago came together and made a team and built a site that would help them reach law students and other users of their resources. It had video, it had different kinds of tutorials, it had a place that aggregated the resources that they subscribed to, and all of those tools and techniques, they learned how to do that kind of thing by coming to ILEAD. We've also had a couple of projects that seek to serve the unemployed or people who are looking for work, perhaps the underemployed, by working with small business development centers in their communities, by learning how to work with the community college in the area. There are examples of projects that have been in the first 2 sessions of ILEAD on the Web Junction, Illinois ILEAD website. We also have, as this is the, but wait, there's more part. We also have, for each of the teams, there is $1,000 available for each team, $1,000 for equipment. Now, traditionally, this equipment has been used to purchase things like video cameras, laptops, projectors, things, software licenses, anything that would help the team come together and build its project, any equipment that they needed. We had one team, their project was to go around to local areas and digitize primary source material for an encyclopedia that they were making of the area. And they bought all kinds of equipment that would help them, a scanner, a flatbed scanner, a little digital camera. They bought equipment that would help them do that sort of digital SWAT team. So that's another example of how that equipment money and the equipment grant was used, and that's per team. I also see that there have been some questions about how many people do you need on a team? Well, we have had 5 people per team, and I know we've had some questions here at the State Library about whether all 5 members of each team need to be at all of the sessions, and the answer is yes. This is a program that moves very quickly, as you can imagine, because you walk in the door not having a product, and you walk out the door 9 months later with some sort of product that you've built as a team. But the project itself builds. Every time you meet, each of those 3 in-person sessions has built on the last one. And again, you're learning leadership, you're learning technology, and you're learning things about marketing and working together as a group, partnership techniques, reaching into your community. You also have to have, as part of this project, a representative in your community with whom you can bounce the ideas off of. You can say, hey, this is what we're doing for our project. What do you think? Is this going to hit the spot? Is it going to really serve the need that we've identified? It really is an exercise in spreading your wings, in trying things you've never tried, and in learning leadership skills, especially in terms of connecting with community need. And I think we've done the housekeeping. Did we have some new people join us on the phone?
If you've not told us that you've logged in on the conference phone, we have Claire from Geneseo, we have the Chicago Public Library, and we have Bill Urbis from Bensonville. Do we have anybody else on the conference phone?
Burlington Public Library here in Iowa.
Bloomington Public Library in Iowa. And what is your name, please?
Lois Blythe.
And how many are with you, Lois?
3.
Thank you. Do we have anybody else on the
Are we
conference?
supposed to see anything on a screen?
The URL to the Adobe Connect webinar was posted. Are you logged into your computer?
I am, and I had registered.
And you did not get,
I went to the URL, I pasted in the URL that was on the event site.
The program, the actual webinar will be archived. If you can't see it right now, you'll have the opportunity to come and look at it later. So we hope that this conference call that you're on, that you can follow along in that way if you can't see the webinar right now.
Okay, great.
Are there others on the conference call?
and if you could mute your phone, please, and we're going to continue with the Adobe Connect webinar.
Okay, we are going to go now to the application. So I'm going to move, and Gwen is going to come into the chair.
Good morning, everybody. This is Gwen Harrison at the Illinois State Library, and we are so excited to be sharing this opportunity with you. It looks like we skipped a page.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. You know, it's not there. I don't know where it went. The Web Junction website page. Okay. It's on yours? Okay, it's on. Okay. Anyway, we're going to get started. We're going to begin with the team application, and we're just going to walk everybody through the team application. I hope that everybody has a copy of the team application in front of them. I think it'll make it easier. I am going to go out and I'm going to pull it into our presentation today so that we can just walk you through this team application. So I'm going to stop sharing. And I'm going to pull in this PDF. Okay. Hopefully everybody is on the first page of the project team application, or they have it before them in telephone land, because we're going to just start walking through this. Okay, cool. All right, the first 2 pages of this application basically gives you an overview of the program, what we are attempting to achieve, what we're looking for in terms of teams and participants. We are going to have 5-member teams for each of our states. We tell you the mixture that we would like to see on our teams. We'd like to see in Illinois, we'd like to see a mixture of library types. It's not necessary, but it really does help in connecting with others in your community if you can reach outside your borders and draw other types of libraries into your team formation. We also talk about the fact that we would like for each team member to have a community user representative, and that is a person that you will use throughout this process to talk about the things that you and your team are doing, and to see if you're meeting the mark in terms of the community need that you guys plan to address. So this community user needs to be a person that is keen to the need that you guys are going to try to address through your project. So you want to get somebody that's aware and interested in what your team will be doing. And because we get a lot of questions about the community user rep, it seems to cause a lot of confusion. And so simply put, it's somebody that's invested or vested with what you guys are trying to do. You want to make sure that they're interested in it and that they care about your project, so that as you're going through and as you guys are making decisions and thinking about the kind of project you'd like to achieve, you want to be able to bounce this off of them for feedback so that they can tell you, yes, you're meeting the mark, or they can say, hey, have you thought about this aspect of things? Is that pretty clear to you?
And Gwen, while you're getting feedback on that point, this is Ann Craig at the Illinois State Library again. If you don't have a team, fear not. You can put your name into the Web Junction site as needing a team.
Yes.
So if you don't have a team, you really want to participate in ILEAD USA, go ahead and give us your name and we'll do the match.com thing.
Okay, moving on. Again, there's more explanation here about what you can expect and what we're going to give each team. Each team will have a mentor. Each team will be surrounded by an awesome group of instructors. At each session, we will have the opportunity to listen to 2 or 3 keynote speakers from around the country. David Atlas, David Atlas.
David Lankus.
David Lankus of Syracuse University will be our chief instructor, and he will lead the charge in terms of the curriculum that will be shared, that will be taught at each of our state partner sites. And then we've got a little list of what our participants are expected to achieve as well. So then we throw out the challenge, and then we get started with the actual application.
And Gwen, just to reiterate, you're looking at, for those friends of ours on the phone, you're looking at the Project ILEAD USA document that is entitled the Project Team Application.
Is everybody with us in telephone land?
Yep.
Cool.
Following.
Cool. Okay, so here we go with the actual application. And I need to explain this to you. The way that we foresee this is that you guys, from the very beginning of your team formation, you're going to select one person that's going to be responsible for making sure that all of the parts of this application are gathered together. And this person's role can change later on after you guys come together, but for the purposes of gathering all of the parts of the application, you need to have somebody that's going to be in charge of making sure that all of these different components are gathered together and submitted together. So I'm hoping that this will help all of you guys as you guys are preparing this application. So right from the beginning, we give you check boxes, and we tell you from the beginning, these are the things that you need to have in a completed application. And on the Illinois site, we've created a fillable PDF so that you can just go right through this document, and you can just check off these boxes to make sure that you've got all of the components of this application together. You have 2 ways that you can submit it in Illinois. You can submit it through email, or you can submit it you've got several ways. You can submit it by mail, you could submit it by CD-ROM or by CD. There's all kinds of ways that you can submit it. We prefer to get it by email, but
Right.
But we'll take the mailed applications as well. And for our state partners, they will have this a page very similar to this, and how they will receive the applications will be on this page as well for them. So please pay attention to that. For the most part, we've tried to mirror the applications across all of our state borders, but there has been some tweaks along the way to accompany each state's protocol. So are we clear on that, everybody? Okay, cool. All righty. So on the 4th page of this application, you guys need to come up with a team name, list all of your team members, affix the signature, and then start filling in the check boxes. The first checkbox says, I confirm that we have we have at least 3 of the 5-member team that are from different libraries. If you guys get in trouble with this, and I'm not getting in trouble, but if you have trouble coming up with these numbers that we're asking you, please give us a call ahead of time. Give us an email, and we will deal with each team on an individual basis. This application is and is not set in stone. We have the ability to tweak along the way to try to meet the needs of our team members. So again, these are just check boxes that we would like you guys to fill out. This part here is really, really critical, a statement of need. This is where you guys really try to sell us that you're going to be an awesome team. We'd like a description of your community. We like to know what your community need is. We want you to be thinking about what your product, what you guys would like to achieve. And we'd like you guys to just, sell us on what you're doing or what you would like to do and put it here in writing. We've allowed a couple of pages for this, okay? Are there any questions there? All right, and then, so if you're the chief person on this application, the person that's responsible for making sure all of the components of the application are gathered together, you would be where it says number 1. This is individual applicant agreement, and you would put 1 of 5. Okay, this is really important to note. Okay. And then if you're going to be a team member, a part of this team, you would be, and this would be up to the leader of the team to designate that the additional members of the team are number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. So we're trying to keep this as clear as possible. So then again, you put in the program team name, and then you put in your name, and then again, you start checking off these check boxes and affirming that you guys have done all of this heavy lifting. On F, ILEAD control number, that is something unique to Illinois. For our state partners, this will not be on your application. But for Illinoisans, this is a language that they're very familiar with, and they'll know how to either get the number or call us and we can give it to you. Again, we've got more check boxes. We ask for all kinds of things, and we'd like, we just want you guys to fill this out and make sure that you're aware of all of the components that we would like to have in place as we proceed with this program. We also ask that you guys sign this media release, and we also ask that you guys, I don't know if it's here, but we will, if selected, you will also have to avail yourself to evaluation.
Yes.
So that's very, very critical to this program as well.
You will be human subjects.
Yes. All righty, and here we ask you to describe your community need. To describe your community. If you've got census data, we'd like to see you and to put that in there. And describe an occasion when you formed a connection with another organization to creatively meet a need in your community or your constituent group. We'd like to see you guys address these things as much as possible.
Again, the point being, Gwen, that this is about identifying and meeting a need in your community.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, and here we are asking that you attach a letter of support from your community user representative. And I talked about this person earlier in our presentation. We want you guys to have this person to submit something saying, yes, I will serve in this capacity, and yes, I will be a conduit for feedback about the programs and services as well. All right, Debbie's tinkering with this camera. Okay, I'm sorry. I keep trying to talk to the phone and the webcam.
All right.
Okay. For school librarians in Illinois, we do have the capacity to award CPDU, so they can check this box as well. And then we'll need personal information. This is pretty self-explanatory. We won't share this personal information, but in case something happens, we need to know who to contact back home. And then for purposes of our evaluator, this part that we say is optional is really, really important that this is completed too, because our evaluation team, they are able to make some pretty interesting inferences based upon this kind of data that is supplied here. So we really encourage everybody to try to complete this optional part of our form as well. And then this is a very important piece. We want you to be here, but we also want the folks that pay you to be behind you. So we also ask that, that they sign on the dotted line and agree to give you the support that you will need from your home libraries in order to make your project even more successful.
And that's really important, Gwen. You
Yes,
really
it
have
is.
to know that going into this, which is going to take some time, remember you're going to be away from your job for these 3 weeks throughout this 9-month period. You need to know that your library administration or your library board or that you have their support and that they are with you 100%. You can look on the Web Junction, Illinois site at the evaluation that we've conducted from the first 2 cohorts, and you will see that this particular piece, that having your boss or your administration really supportive of this, it is critical to the success and to the participants feeling like they're really invested and that they can spread their wings and fly with this. So,
I just wanted to add that we had a couple of situations in the past where the governing authority, they said yes, but when our team members were here on board, they were still deluged with emails and other kinds of things from the workplace. So it kind of hampered the experience that they were having because they were trying to take care of issues from the workplace and also trying to be involved with the experience during ILEAD. So when we ask for commitment, I mean it's a big ask, and it means that you're going to be given the time exclusively to immerse yourself in the ILEAD USA experience. So and you can share this story too when you're talking to your governing authority and you're asking them to sign on the dotted line.
But the reward for them on the other end, Gwen, is that
huge.
you come out of it with a whole new set of leadership and technology tools, as well as all of these wonderful new partnerships that you've created in your community. You've crafted something that will meet some need that's in the community. So there is a huge win on the other end, but there has to be the understanding and the support going in.
Exactly. And not only that, but as we are including that, as we are shaping this program, there will also be opportunities for colleagues from your workplace to also join in to some of the webinars, they can listen in to the keynote speakers. So, I mean, this is going to be the gift that keeps on giving.
Right.
We are going to try to, we will work hard to make sure that some of these broadcasted experiences will be available to the folks that you work with on a day-to-day basis as well. So, all righty. Are there any questions about this?
Gwen, let's do just a little role playing. This is Ann.
Okay.
Okay, I've found my team members. I and 4 of my colleagues, we've identified our community need. We've applied. We've been accepted. We walk in the door the first day of the first session. So, Gwen, what does that look like?
Oh, wow. It's exciting. There's a room of individuals that we have that we would have encouraged to have met prior to that first in person meeting that will be held in February. So there's a buzz, there's an energy in the room, and then they are greeted with our off the chain awesome chief instructor David Lankus, and he really sets the stage. He comes in there, he's hyped, he's excited, he's explaining what ILEAD USA is all about. He's explaining the curriculum for the day. In the past, we've done an icebreaker that really kind of helps warms up the room, and it allows everybody in the room to kind of know who the other partners are in the room. In our rooms, in our first room, we have the table set up in circles, which seem to kind of help the room gel, and it makes it seem less academic. And then we're off to the races. David will set the stage, set the charge, and then we'll have breakout sessions after that. And that's when we will encourage the teams to go out to the various breakout sessions, to take in, and then to bring back to their whole team their experiences and the things that they've learned in the breakout sessions. There's lots of play. There's lots of experimentation. We try to keep people moving. We try to keep people engaged. It's just not going to be a day of just talking heads. We have learned that model does not work. We expect lots of feedback. We expect lots of role play. There will be lots of hands-on with a variety of equipment. And one of the things that we build in on our during our first session is that we charge our iLeaders with creating a video. And so right from the very set, we charge them with creating a video, and this video it's intended to be a very, very short vignette that captures what they're trying to do and what they're trying to say, and they have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 minutes to make this happen.
It's homework.
It is homework.
Great homework.
It's
and
awesome
it's a great
homework.
Team building
It
assignment.
is. It is exactly that. So, and then on top of that, we add lots and lots of great food and lots and lots of snacks, and it's a good day. It's a good day for all. It's a good time for all.
And each team has a mentor.
Yes.
The mentor you do not find, the teams don't find, but the states will assign each team a mentor. And that person, Gwen, is intended not to take over, not to do the work, but is a seasoned professional who can help with focus, who can help with ensuring that tasks get accomplished,
Exactly.
can help with scheduling meetings during the intersessions. Since
Right.
we have 3 in-person sessions, we have 2 intersessions. So the teams do meet quite a bit during those intersessions.
They do.
And
They do.
if they can't meet in person, they meet virtually. And their mentors really help to guide. The mentors, again, in our evaluation, which is available on Web Junction, Illinois, the mentors are critically important in guiding the teams, guiding their efforts, ensuring that if there are snags, that the state library, whichever state library it is aware of problems and issues, and that whatever hiccups there are smoothed out very, very quickly. So you can expect to see instructors, you can expect to see mentors, you can expect to see other team members all gathered in this room for these 3-day sessions.
Okay. Okay, so are there any other questions? And I'm hoping that Joe and Debbie are taking care of the chat portion, yes, because I'm not able to focus in on. Are there any other questions from telephone land, or and if you're chatting questions, I know Debbie's she's answering the questions. Okay, do you guys have any questions out there in telephone land?
Yes, this is Joan in Chicago. Chicago.
Okay, Joan.
You mentioned that each person on the team needs a community representative.
Yes.
If two of us share the same location, can we use the same community representative? So instead of having 5, we'll have 3.
I'm deferring to Ann.
Um, well, I think that's, if that's what works for you, it's not really the intent. The intent is that there's some sort of mirror, some sort of reflection that because the experience, although it is based on teamwork, it is a very individual experience as well. It's an individual uh, experience in leadership growth, in technology skills growth. So we're hopeful that each person will have someone, whether it's a patron or a friend or someone in another library that's not involved with the project, someone who can serve as uh, a, a vetting, a mirror for the work that's happening in the project. I think we've had
State library, we had 3 community reps.
that's true. We have had. Debbie just reminded me that we have had fewer than 5 community user representatives for a team. It's just, if you can, Joan, I think it's helpful.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any other questions from telephone land?
Now, these mentors, Gwen, they don't need, if you want to apply to be a mentor, you don't have to be super techy.
No.
You just really need to be a seasoned library leader kind of person who
Exactly.
is experienced with getting things off the ground.
Yes.
From the idea stage
Yes.
to visualization to actually getting some traction.
Yes.
So that's the instructors, though. Now, they do need to have a skill with some sort of technology tool.
They do.
And those applications for mentors and for instructors are out there on the state websites as well, right?
They are. And I think we're pretty clear on those applications about the kinds of things that we're looking for, aptitudes that we're looking for in both our mentors and in our instructors. But for now, before we jump too far ahead, I wanted to take you to the individual applicant agreement and confirmation checklist now. So we try to make this application process as simple as possible, or simpler, because it is a work of leadership just to get the application completed. So I explained that on the bigger application, that person will be the lead person, and that person will be number 1 of your 5-member team. Now, members 2 through 5 will be responsible for submitting this portion of the application to the number 1 person of the team. And then that number 1 person will gather all of these components and get them to the state library. So basically, this part of the application will be completed by members 2 through 5 of your team. And it's the same information that we requested on the bigger application, the participant team application. And they just have to go through the same exercises at line number 1. They would be 2 of 5, 3 of 5, 4 of 5, 5 of 5. And then put down the program team name, their name, and then confirm that they've completed all of these things that we've asked here. Again, it's pretty much just like it is the same portion of the previous master application. Again, we'll ask for them to give us a description of their community. We'll allow a couple of pages of it, and this may not be the same information that was found on the first application. I mean, this should be unique to each member of your team. And then we'll ask for letters of support from your community rep. And we've on the state library side, and I think on the other team, with our other partner states, they also have a, a PDF that you can just send to your community user rep and ask them to complete and then send back to you so that you can include this in your application. CPDUs, we ask again if you need them to just let us know. And then we ask for the personal information. We ask for emergency information. We really encourage everybody to complete part 2, the optional information for the purposes of our evaluator. And then we ask again for a letter of commitment from your governing authority, and you guys all pretty understand why we ask that. And that basically does it for the individual team application. Are there any questions? Does this make sense thus far to everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, great. And now I'm going to go to the mentor application. Is there anybody that's in this webinar or on the phone that's actually thinking about applying as a mentor? Sure, yes, you can. Okay, well, as Ann explained earlier, mentors are really, really, really critical to the overall success of our teams. We kind of outline what we're looking for in mentors. We talk about compensation and you know, the things that we'll pay for and the things we won't pay for. Again, they have a mailing assembly checklist, again, just like our previous application, that they need to, you know, click on these check boxes, and then they have a variety of ways that they can submit the application to us. And we prefer email, but they can send it by snail mail or they can use the CD. Again, we alert you to the session dates. We talk about our intersession dates. And then we have these checkoff boxes where we asked them here to include a brief one-page resume. Again, we asked them to include a letter of commitment from their governing authority. And we asked lots of other things. We asked for them to say yes to this photograph and video release. And then we also asked for a personal statement, which really will help us to make selections here. We asked them to give us a statement on why they think they would be an effective mentor. And this is really, really important. We require more personal information from them, emergency information, the optional information, the brief one-page resume, and then the letter of commitment from their governing authority. And this pretty much does it for this application. I don't think I'm hearing any questions about this, so I'm going to go on and I'm going to go to the instructor application. Okay, and so here we kind of talk about a little bit more, we give you examples of the kinds of technology tools that may be taught, and we throw it out there. Hey, if you have these kinds of skills and can inspire leadership, innovation, and positive change, perhaps you might be a good fit for ILEAD USA. We talk about our primary goal for this program. We introduce you to our instructor corps chair, David Lankus of Syracuse University. We really go into a little bit more detail about the role of the instructor. We tell you what kind of support we're going to give you. And then we also outline to you the things that we would like our leaders to achieve as well. And then we throw out the challenge. If you think you're the person, fill out this application. And so again, it's the same thing. We have a mailing assembly checklist that they need to complete. They need to include a one-page resume. They need to include a personal statement why they think they would make a good fit for ILEAD USA. They need to also include a letter of commitment from their governing authority. And again, the way that this is submitted, there are options available as well.
And boy, Gwen, we've really found some talented instructors in
have.
Illinois by throwing this application out, and people we had never met before
Right.
came up as wanting to teach in this program. And wow, we've really, there are some very talented people out in library land.
Exactly.
And, we encourage any and all to fill out the instructor app.
We do.
Definitely.
We do. And for Illinois, our instructors, they have been the gift that keeps on giving. Not only have they, we met many wonderful instructors from our very first cohort, but they have helped shape this program by making recommendations of others in the field that could help lend a hand to help strengthen our program as well. So instructors are also another critical component of this experience as well. Again, it's the same checkoff list that I just talked to you about. We just ask that our instructors complete this and give us their one-page resume, their personal statement, their personal information, this optional information as well. We need a letter of commitment from their governing authority, and this basically wraps up their application. So, are there any questions? And we go back. Where is it at?
And these instructors, Gwen, are part of
right here.
the in-person sessions. They have been, they've been there for all 9 days of the program. The instructors have really, just because your breakout session is over doesn't mean that people coming don't still need help using the tools you've just reviewed. So the instructors are there for all 9 days and really become part of the overall effort. There is lots of, I would say, Gwen, individual instruction that goes on during ILEAD USA.
There is.
Or ILEAD U during the program. Lots of one-on-one, lots of teamwork. And some of these tools are brand new. Many of these tools are brand new to the participants. And I should say too, you don't have to have techie knowledge to come into this program.
No, you do not.
You don't have to have your MLS either.
No, you do not.
You have to be flexible. You have to be ready to learn new things and have to feel willing to experiment, and perhaps not everything is going to work the first time out of the gate or even the second time. But it's really about experimentation and about learning and about trying a whole palette of tools.
Okay, you know what? I have not been able to keep up with the questions in the chat box. I'm hoping between Joe and Deb that they've been answered pretty adequately. Again, this is the time for your questions. And are there any questions? Any more questions out there in telephone land?
Yes, this is Claire from Geneseo.
Hi, Claire.
I have a question. If we purchase like a scanner to digitize records, would it just be hosted in one of the libraries and we would travel to that library to use it?
You know, Claire, that's getting pretty specific right now. And at this point, you would really need to wait till you get with your team, and then you guys would work out those kinds of issues. But it's a great question. It's a great question, Claire. But
Repeat it.
oh, I'm sorry. Claire, she's on our conference call. She asked the question that if her team perhaps purchased a scanner, who would own the scanner? And I told her that she would probably need to work this out with her team once they were formed, because these are questions that will arise, and this will be worked out amongst the team. So, Claire, does that answer the question pretty good for you?
Oh, sure.
Okay, okay. And it was a great question. Are there any more questions? Okay. If you need assistance, you can email myself or Debbie, or you can contact Christine, Alicia, Katie, or Matt. These are our partners in crime, ready and willing and able to answer all of your questions. I hope you guys found this helpful, and I hope that we get lots and lots of great applications from all over the country. And we're probably gonna try to do this again on a local level, and we encourage Christine, Alicia, and Katie and Matt to do whatever they need to do to get the word out as well. Ann, did you want to add anything?
We're just so
We
excited.
are.
We're just really, really, really excited. This is such a positive experience. I know I must sound like I'm on some kind of drugs or something, but let me just tell you, this is such a cool experience for the people who participate in it, and it's transformative. It really is, and it's so wonderful to watch people grow and learn, myself included, as they go through this whole project. We're just thrilled to be going into another cohort. In terms of, if you're thinking, well, I'm not going to do it this year, maybe I'll try the next time there's an application that's open. We don't have funding for another year. This is, as far as we know, this is the only available year. So just as a little FYI, we don't really have what happens with this program after this year. We don't have a big pile of money waiting to do another one. Funding is, as everyone knows, very, very tight for all state libraries. So Gwen, Debbie, is there, these two ladies are your link to how to do with ILEAD USA. So I'd encourage you to ask them any questions. They're wonderful. They are wonderful.
Okay, I'm going to take you out. I just wanted to remind everybody that the application deadline for all applications will be December 14th. And we want to thank you for attending this webinar. But before I go, I want to take you out to our Web Junction, Illinois presence so that you guys can see ILEAD USA on Web Junction, Illinois, okay? All right, so. Right here, right? ILEAD USA. Yep. Okay, so here is our ILEAD USA Web Junction, Illinois page. There is a nice little picture of many of the folks that are on this phone call, Ann and Matt, Christine, Katie, and others as well. Alicia, she's right here. So from this page, this is supposed to be the fount from which all information flows. This is supposed to be our footprint of our ILEAD USA experiences. We will be uploading, downloading every tidbit, every inch of this experience on our website, and our state partners will be doing that as well. And we just wanted to show you this page, and this basically does it for us. We've got our session dates, March 25th through the 28th, June 17th through the 20th, October 21st through the 24th. There's a lot of information here that again explains who gave us the money to have this wonderful program. We received a Laura Bush 21st Century Grant Program through IMLS, and we're really excited that we did get the money and that we're able to bring this program nationwide.
These are links that are hot links, but we can't go into them right now.
Okay. We also have links to our partner states, Colorado, Iowa, Ohio, and Utah. You can go to these sites if you're from that state and you can obtain the applications, and you can see what they're doing in Colorado, Iowa, Ohio, and Utah concerning ILEAD USA as well. And we will also be saving, archiving, we'll be saving a copy of this program on this page as well. So that if you want to steer people back to this page so they can see what we discussed today, it will be saved here on our Web Junction, Illinois page as well. Thank you, everybody. And I think we've come to the end of this. We really shared a lot of information with you in a quick hour. We are open to questions beyond this moment, so please feel free to contact Debbie or I or any of our ILEAD USA partners and Joe with your questions. We are ready to help you, and when we're ready to help you join this initiative. Thank you, everybody, and have a great day.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Okay.
you. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.